Hello everybody and welcome to another Hearthstone video. So today I actually reached 500 subscribers, and so what I wanted to do to celebrate that is do another sort of a silly arena run. And so what we're going to do is just go in here and do an arena run. And so what I thought was that I always say when I do arena that any class can do well. Any class can go the full 12 wins, as long as you pick the right cards. And so what I thought I'd do today is pick only the right cards. And so that is only the things on the right side of the screen, because obviously that will mean that we go 12 wins. And so now I don't really want to pick Valera because we did just do recently a rogue arena run, but she is the right hero in this circumstance, so we have to pick her. So we're going to do this. So now, so we're off to a good start. Now, this means no matter how good cards are outside of this, whatever these are, I'm going to ignore them entirely. And instead, we're going to take only the right cards because they are right. So today, it seems as though the RNG deities have told me that the Secret Keeper, normally considered to be one of the worst cards you could possibly ever draft, is the card for us. So we're going to do this. Despite the fact that the rogue has no secrets, we will do it anyway. Now, the second pick is going to be Vanish, nice and strong, for its ability to clear the field, let's say. Okay, Harvest Golem is actually not bad. I would probably pick it here. Spiteful Smith has synergy with the rogue hero power. I'm very glad that this wasn't on the right. Defias Ringleader is also good. I'd probably pick Eviscerate here, but Defias Ringleader is also not bad. The Priestess of Elune normally is worse than both of these cards for a rogue deck, but not bad. I'm glad that the Wisp is in the middle. The Silverbark Patriarch is not a very high quality card, but it is a low level taunt to go with the Grizzly. Shiv, we have early card draw. We have a Crazed Alchemist for turning the Silverback Patriarch that we just got into something that actually could be useful someday. The Priestess of Elune, once again, if you have one, why not have two, right? We're going to get a second Defias Ringleader here, which, not a terrible thing. The Assassin's Blade here is excellent. I would actually pick it here, so that's good. The Chillwind Yeti here is actually quite good. I'm not opposed to this at all. I'm surprised we haven't yet gotten a Sinister Strike. The Fairy Dragon is not a bad pick. The Grimscale Oracle is perhaps the worst card that one could ever draft in Arena. So I guess this will go well with the Secret Keeper. We'll have our share of 1-drops. The Voodoo Doctor as well. Not high on the priority list, as I have commented before. It stings in particular because we aren't going to get a backstab, but that's fine. Sap isn't terrible, and it's much better than a second Grimscale Oracle. We have a third Defias Ringleader. We're going to pick up... instead of having two excellent high-quality rares that work in basically any arena deck, we will instead have an excellent high-quality, by which I mean not at all, mid-range card that gives us spell damage, which is normally okay with the rogue, but right now we have exactly one spell with spell damage, so we have the Elven Archer for quality in the early game. Lots of value can be had there. Cold Blood can make the Elven Archer into much better quality. The Ancient Brewmaster can be used to get ultimate value out of the Elven Archer. Ogre Magi, we are building a spell power deck with no spells in it. The Ancient Watcher, who performed excellently in the Hunter Arena deck, which is to say, he came out only once, and at the very last game when I was going to lose anyway. So that means he'll do well again, I'm sure. The Chillwind Yeti actually is good. The Southsea Deckhand Well, actually, for a rogue, we will have weapons equipped at basically all times, so that's not bad. Defender of Argus, I would never take this over the Azure Drake, but I'm not dissatisfied. Gnomish Inventor's card draw. And our final pick is actually a Perdition's Blade. That's excellent. So, okay, let's see what we have here. So the right cards today involve Cold Blood was not bad, and Elven Archer, you could take it in situational cases, so that's fine. The Grimscale Oracle and the Secret Keeper are abhorrent cards, and so that's going to be interesting. We have a good deal of 1-drops, which is well, it's something. We have the South Sea Deckhand. We have the Voodoo Doctor. Again, these are not the highest of quality cards. We do have Sap, so we have some removal. Shiv is okay. The Ancient Watcher is basically going to be useless, although I must say we do have the Defender of Argus. So it's an outside chance, but we might be okay. The Crazed Alchemist is what it is. 3 Defias Ringleaders means that, we actually have a shot at doing some interesting early game combos. Fairy Dragons, again, Perdition's Blade, excellent card. I'm super happy to have gotten that in the Harvest Golem. 2 early game taunts, which are not great cards, but also not bad taunts. The Ancient Brewmaster, not bad in the mid game. The Ancient Mage is going to be whatever. Like I said, we only have the Shiv that will benefit from spell power, so without having any use for spell power, this and the Ogre Magi, not going to be the greatest, but it's okay. Two Yetis, which is great. Defender of Argus, the Gnomish Inventor for card draw. Notably, I have no other sources of card draw, so that's going to be very important. An Assassin's Blade, which is actually great, and the Spiteful Smith, so we actually have a tiny bit of synergy, if you can believe it. Vanish, which is going to be, well, it'll be entertaining, if nothing else. And 2 Priestesses of Elune. So, do you know something? I think this could have gone a whole lot worse than it did. But it actually seems like it went okay. So, let's go ahead and give this deck a try and see how far the right cards can get us. Okay, so our first match with the right cards is going to be up against a Druid, and we happen to get the coin and a Defias Dream. So that's pretty excellent. We're going to get rid of this and this. Yeah, well, I mean, the Yeti's actually not bad to have around for a good mid-game, but I think we'll start fast. The deck is meant to be aggressive, just based on the fact that I got a lot of really useless low-level cards, so we're going to push. Yeah, and a Cold Blood's not bad to do that with.
My greetings.
The pleasure
Okay,
is
so
mine.
we're going to start off with the Dream, and make him think that we actually have a chance. At this point, he's thinking that we actually have a competent draft. Okay, so we could do our own daggers here. I actually sort of want to save the Elven Archer for him putting out a creature, so then we can combo it into the Cold Blood, so I think we are going to do that instead. No Bloodsail Raiders this time, so the daggers are less important as far as keeping them for buffing reasons. Okay, so standard play, mana inefficient. So what we could do here is put down the Elven Archer, and if we're going to be aggressive about it, we could put down the Elven Archer and hit the Crocolisk, and then Cold Blood the Defias Ringleader to hit him for 6 damage this turn. Now, I think we could probably be safer than that. I think that there are ways to not be quite as reckless. Right now my hand is quite oriented towards the mid-game. Actually, we're going to be safe. We're going to trade. We'll save the Cold Blood. We will put down the Elven Archer, Value Archer, and put down the Ancient Watcher to intimidate him. Because maybe he thinks we actually are going to taunt these up. I can see him over there just being very terrified of what magical construction I have. Opened with the Coin Defias, Dream play, And now I've got an Ancient Watcher on the table, so I must know what I'm doing. Okay, opening up the Dire Wolf and Hero Power. Gonna take out the Archer. If I top deck the Defender of Argus, this would be a good day. Okay, no such luck. So I think, though, that the play here is going to be, well, we'll put out the Mage. Nice 4/4 body. And if I top deck Argus next turn, that's a pretty excellent play. Next turn could be Assassin's Blade. It could also be Ancient Mage and Cold Blood, frankly, depending on what he does with his board. Okay, we're going to actually kill the Ogre Magi with the Bite. Yeah, okay. That's quite the card. Okay, Ancient Brewmaster. So, I think we are going to put out the Assassin's Blade this turn. Just getting rid of the Direwolf. There's no point in bringing the Ancient Watcher back to the hand at the moment, because he's ignoring it and will ignore it until I make him not ignore it.
They'll never know what hit 'em.
Okay, Nightblade. Okay, so we can put down the Gnomish Inventor here for some cards. I would like that. And we'll put out the Defias Ringleader as well. That was a good top deck. Get some creature presence going on.
Here we go.
You know, so far, even though, I mean, there are a lot of other effective things we could be doing right at the moment, if I had actually crafted this deck properly, but by the same token, we have quite a bit of board presence at the moment. And we have good creatures in hand to an extent, so this is actually turning out to be okay.
Drink with me, friend.
Okay, good trick with the Youth Brewmaster. Gonna get another free 3 damage on me. Okay, our first Priestess of Elune has surfaced. So we could do a number of things here. I think that if we were to Ancient Brewmaster the Defias, we could then get another 2 minions, which would be neat. We could get in a free 6 damage right now by doing exactly that, by hitting him with the Cold Blood on the Defias and then picking him back up. The other thing is we could leave that there and make him kill it somehow. With the Fairy Dragon, we could put out the Priestess of Elune. Yeah, let's just do that. Nice and easy. And rather than controlling here, we will Cold Blood. We'll be aggressive, and I will take out the Youthful Brewmaster. Okay, we expected that. Where is my Defender of Argus? Okay. Well, here we could do Ancient Brewmaster and an Ancient Mage. We could also do Ancient Mage and Fairy Dragon and Crazed Alchemist. We could do any combination of those with daggers. Actually, you know, let's do that. Let's put down a Fairy Dragon. And let's put down the Ancient Mage.
Sometimes
We'll save the Crazed Alchemist. Look at that mad value. Double spell damage for a Shiv whenever it comes up. You wait for it. We're going to get the best value out of Shiv. 3 whole damage in card draw for 2 mana. But next turn, if he leaves this on the table, we can Crazed Alchemist the Ancient Mage and get 5 damage. We can also not do that and die because he has an Ancient Protector. By which I mean an Ironbark Protector. Well, actually, we can trade our 2 creatures, and that's actually fine. So if we Crazed Alchemist, like I said, we're going to lose some of the mad value. We're going to lose some of the mad value of the spell power, the Shiv, but that's okay. We can then pick back up the Well, yeah, actually, let's pick back up the Alchemist. We can play with him again in the future. And we'll Perdition's Blade. And why not? We'll rush him down. We have a lot of damage on the table, by which I mean only 5, because the Ancient Watcher can't do anything. But if we top deck a Defender of Argus now, I've kept on saying that, and it keeps on being true, that it would be very effective. A sap here would also be excellent. A Grimscale Oracle would be perhaps the worst thing that we could have possibly top-decked. If I had some way of buffing the Brewmaster, all would be well. But we're going to play the Grimscale Oracle, because that will drive fear into his heart, I know. As for the rest, I think it might actually be better to just wait. He'll hit me for 8, and he'll probably do something nefarious with his 10 crystals, 10 mana. But I have no way of clearing this. The best I could possibly do is hit him for 3, or hit him down to 1 health, and then do the Crazed Alchemist to make him 1/8, but alas.
You've got to be kidding me!
Okay, and the Ventrico Mercenary. Okay, so the Priestess of Elune is going to not help very much here.
I am the blade of the gods.
So I think we have probably lost this game. Let's see. That is exactly 15 on the table. Okay, so now he's 1 short. But that will be irrelevant because he will use his hero power. But maybe he won't. Maybe he will be so threatened by the Alchemist that okay, no, he's just gonna Savage Roar and kill me very hard. Well, that's okay. The last time I played the Rogue, I went 12-2, and in doing so, I actually lost my first game. So this is only an omen of good things to come. Okay, so we have yet another Druid.
I must protect the one.
Watch your...
And this time we're going first. We don't have the benefit of the magical Defias play, but that's okay. We still have a not bad starting hand. Oh, we have an excellent starting hand. Look at this. We drafted a Murloc deck. He is going to be sitting there quivering. He's not going to know what to do with himself. He's going to coin kill it. He knows. When dealing with any Murloc Rush deck, it is of primary importance to clear the enemy's board at all times. And so he's correctly played here that he needed to use the hero power to clear it. But the Rogue Murloc Feint is going to work in my favor this time. Burned out a coin. If anything, I think that is the only way in which the Grimscale Oracle can achieve its value. Oh no, he's countering with more Murlocs. That's actually excellent that he cleared that, because the Grimscale Oracle actually provides its bonus to all Murlocs on the field, and so it would have actually helped him more than me in that instance. In any case, we'll put up a taunt, and we'll clear... Well... No, I have daggers for that. He will probably clear my taunt, but if he doesn't, it's going to be very difficult to do with the Grimscale Oracle. No, he's just going to use Wrath. And when I say Grimscale Oracle, what I actually meant there was Defender of Argus. I'm too busy thinking about how wonderful a play that was on turn 1.
A natural mistake.
He didn't mean to draw the card there, apparently. South Sea Deckhand, he too must have been picking the right cards. Because otherwise there would be no reason for a Druid to ever pick that card. So, we could do a lot of things here. I think we're going, and by a lot of things I mean about 2. I think we're going to use the Defender of Argus here.
My shield for Argus.
And make the Fairy Dragon an unassailable bastion of death. Next turn is the Assassin's Blade, and then after that, we may well just vanish everything. And instead he's going to get a lot of cards out of this. Okay, so we are going to... We're going to save the sap, I think. Although we could also... If we use the sap and then use our daggers and the cold blood, we can get some value out of the Defender of Argus. Especially when next turn, if he doesn't kill it, we will vanish everything and we can use him again. On the other hand, the Assassin's Blade just makes me do 4 damage and... or take 4 damage. We're just going to do that, actually. It's the easier, safer play. Now, he has a lot of cards in his hand. We're looking at 8 cards. So that's usually bad for us, but maybe we can actually use that to our advantage with Vanish. If you put minions from the field back into someone's hand when they have a full hand, they just get destroyed. So that's cool. Wolf Rider here is going to probably take out the Argus. He is thinking about it, though. Oh, he's just going to go right for my face. That decision may well be his undoing. In ways that I don't really have a conception of at the moment. Well, I guess the conception I have of it is that we're going to kill that ourselves and then cold blood the defender. And that's what you get for going for the face when you should be clearing the board. Next turn could very well be a Vanish, depending on what he puts down. Although then again, I like where my board is, so maybe it won't be. The Vanish with the Defender of Argus is actually not a bad thing, because if I were to do it next turn, on turn 8 I could put down the Ogre and the Defender. But instead, he will overreact, I think, and let me have board control a turn longer. So, unfortunately we can't combo with the Defias Ringleader. But I'm not sure if I care. Given the fact that we have Vanish, and next turn we can suck everything back up if he drops something large, I actually am sort of in favor of just doing this. He's forever alone now without his friend, but so be it, that's okay. Perhaps we can combo him back out next time. In fact, next turn we could do Vanish Defias Ringleader, and he would own the board, all to themselves. Okay, he's going to get rid of the Ogre Magi here. That is the second Druid in a row that has drafted Bite. Usually not a card you tend to draft, but it has worked for both of them. Both of them in taking out the Magi. So if we look at our options here, we could essentially put down the Harvest Golem, we could sap the Ironfur Grizzly, that would be a bit of an overreaction, I think. This turn we could hit him for 5. The other thing that we could do is use Vanish. I don't think that there's ever going to be a better time. And in so doing that, I will have I'll be able to put down the Defias Ringleader again with the comboed form, and then he'll have to redo something, whatever he may do. So yeah, let's do it. And truth be told, I've actually never seen that card function before, so that was a neat little effect. That was news to me. That's how rare the card is. I have intimidated this druid to no end. I opened up with the Murloc Feint, and now it appears that I've just completely uprooted his plans. Now, I didn't attack with the Assassin's Blade for precisely the reason of killing that thing, so I could well do that. The other thing is that if I sap it, I don't win. No, I'm 2 damage short of winning. That makes me very sad. Okay. Well, now we're going to sap it, because I don't want to deal with that. We're also going to put out everything that we have. Fear the Ancient Watcher without the Defender of Argus to back it up.
Well played.
Yeah, and I guess we're gonna do this. So he doesn't have a taunt now. Oh, of course he has a taunt. He has the Grizzly. Well, if he can't prevent 2 damage somehow, then we actually have miraculously won this, because we have the right cards.
Well played.
Onyxia. Well, interestingly enough,
I can see.
okay, so he had the Ironfur Grizzly there, which would have actually done a good deal. So, well, that's cool. I think what actually pushed him over the edge there was the Ancient Watcher. The Ancient Watcher on the table will just mess with you anytime, right? Whenever I see that, I tend to concede immediately. In any case, that's 1-1, which is already better than I had expected, so let's keep going and see how far we get.
Valera! Thrall!
Okay, so we have a Shaman here, which is a welcome relief from the Druid, and we are going to start again with the Murloc Feint. Murloc Feint into Ancient Watcher I think is a very strong play, but by the same token I think we're going to not do that. We don't want to just make him... Like, I don't like to give people heart attacks across the computer. But we do have the Defias Ringleader, so that's excellent. We're going to open up strong here. We're going to open up with the Dream play. Even though the Murloc Feint is very effective, this is also quite effective. Okay, we're going to answer with a Totem, which is great. So we are going to answer him with... Now, we could actually take that Totem out for free. No, we can't. Never mind. Daggers are much more expensive than I thought they were, by a factor of 100%. Okay, so we're going to put out the Murloc. And we're going to put out the Elven Archer, and we're just going to hit him with it and do this. At this point, I would be terrified. Now, if he has a single Lightning Storm, it's sort of game over, but if he doesn't, this will look very scary. Just at this very moment, I've come to the realization that if we ever face a Hunter, we will immediately lose when he unleashes the Hounds. Okay, we're going to open up with yet another Totem. It is also not going to be a Taunt Totem, but it is going to be equally irrelevant because I'm going to clear it anyway. We may as well do the Perdition's Blade here. Do this.
Here we go. I'll give it a shot.
You're looking at me.
Okay, so against all odds, on turn 3 we have him down to 20 health. With our vast array of very small creatures.
Put this apple on your head.
Okay, a Knife Juggler and a Totem. 3 in 4 chance to kill something. And he hits it. Unsurprisingly. Defender of Argus is a strong pick here instead of the Gnomish Inventor. I think we will do this. We will Defender of Argus here for the purpose of getting the Murloc to trade. Actually, no, I'm actually going to do this myself. Creatures on the board is good. I'm a little bit worried about keeping the Murloc on the board because, as is the case, if you read the card, all other Murlocs have +1, which means that if he happens to drop something like the Tide Runner, or the Tide Caller, like the Druid did, then we could actually be buffing the opponent rather than ourselves. River Crocolisk and a Totem, presumably. Yep. Frost Shock. Okay, that is one of the cards that you never see. We're going to do the Assassin's Blade here.
Here we go.
And this turn we actually have lethal on the board. Oh, no we don't. Okay. The Ooze. The Value Ooze. We no longer have lethal on the board. And we're going to Hex the Defias Ringleader. So, he's feeling the pressure at the moment, one could say. So I think the unfortunate part is that I could even have brought him back. Although what we can do is bring back the Defender of Argus, which I think is not a bad idea. Yeah, I think we will do that. We will bring back the Defender.
I'll put it on your tab.
We'll take out the Ooze. And we'll get ourselves some daggers.
Here we go.
Okay, Manatide Totem. Manatide Totem might be irrelevant. We're getting to the part of the game where actually we're getting closer and closer to lethal. Even though we have nothing on the board that matters. We actually do have lethal.
My shield for Argus.
So there you go. Well, that was ridiculous. So, one hard-fought win and one actually very easy win that was not even really a contest.
Valera.
Okay, the mage.
Jaina.
The hard counter to the supremacy of the Murloc.
You're back.
Now, it's still pretty tempting to play this on turn 1, and in fact I might anyway. Yeah, I think... Well, we're going to keep this too. Yeah, I think the obvious turn 1 play here is the Grimscale Oracle. Yep, absolutely. And it will strike the fear into her heart. The other thing that we could do is coin out the Grimscale Oracle and the Voodoo Doctor. Now, we've actually got the extreme fortune here of essentially having the only card in the entire deck that it benefits from spell power. So hopefully we can make this into a value shiv. Its max value here is, Rip Murloc. Its max value is 4 damage. Now we could put out the Ancient Watcher here, and if we top deck the Defender of Argus, we can then coin him out and make a very scary first play. Outside of that, I actually don't see a whole lot of options, so I mean, we could do daggers, but I'm actually going to put out the Watcher. Maybe we can bait out a Polymorph or something. Okay, Raging Worgen is a very strong way to answer that, because it's a good way of just ignoring it. Well, I think we're going to coin out... We're not going to coin out anything. We're going to put out the Elven Archer and not hit the Worgen, just so that we can combo out the Defias Ringleader.
Yeah, beat it.
You know, that would be a victory if he actually killed my small guy there. Yeah, if I were her, I probably would have enraged the Worgen, but I suppose then again she can do that for free by taking out the Elven Archer. Yep, the obvious play here would be to take out the Archer and then hit me in the face with the Worgen, because the Wind Fury is of course retroactive. Yep. Yep, there you go. So, I think we're just going to trade here.
You're looking at me.
And we'll put out the Ancient Brewmaster and pick up the Ancient Watcher. Perhaps combo it out with a Defender when it actually comes to my hand. Ice Lance. Okay. It's, again, a weird card to draft in the arena. Just like the Secret Keeper. But the thing is... oh no, she's already played the Secret, which makes that much less effective. That could have been great. It could have had its moment. But I think it won't ever have its moment for any reason. So we're going to coin out the Priestess of... well, hang on a minute. That could very well be a mirror entity. So I think we're going to dump all of our small creatures instead. Yes, it is a mirror entity. That's good, because I don't want her to have a Secret Keeper. Because she could actually use it. Now, the other thing I'm going to do here is actually kill this with the Shiv, I think. It's not a value Shiv, but it is a Shiv that actually kills something and gets me a card, so that's better than nothing. And we'll just hit her in the face for a stunning lead. If I were to ask who was ahead at the moment, it actually would probably be us. Even though we're down on cards, we have a 5-4 on the table and a couple of other things. Now we're certainly behind. But it's more even than it looks. Hopefully she plays a Secret. That would be wonderful. But I can't imagine she would with a Secret Keeper on the table. So I don't really have a lot of answers to that, to the Amani Berserker, so much so that I'm actually considering sapping it. Otherwise she's going to kill my Brewmaster. And there are a lot of ways to kill an Amani Berserker when it is not enraged, and even in general. But I just don't have the means to do that this turn. So I think we are going to sap it, and we'll put out a Harvest Golem. I could also put down the Ancient Watcher and daggers, but frankly, that's a silly idea. We're going to keep the daggers for now, just in case. Going to silence the Harvest Golem. Okay. Okay, another Secret. Secret Keeper could have been value. Certainly could have been value. But alas. We could trade away the Harvest Golem for the Amani Berserker with the Crazed Alchemist. And I think I'm actually happy to do that. Especially because, again, this very well could be a mirror enemy.
Here we go.
So we're going to do this. I'm going to trade this away. It appears to not be a mirror enemy. I hope it's not a Vaporize. It depends on how strongly I'm feeling that it isn't a Vaporize. It's probably an Ice Barrier or an Ice Block. That's going to be my guess, although I mean with Arena it could be anything. It's my only real source of damage. So I think we're actually going to hold back. It doesn't feel good to do, but I can test it out with the 2-2 next turn, and it'll be better. Now, the other thing she could do is just Flame Strike here, and then I lose everything, except the Ancient Watcher, which will, of course, stand there ardently and watch. Okay, double Water Elemental. Certainly an option. So let's test out the secret. Okay, so it's Ice Block or Counterspell. So we will put down the Priestess of Illusion. We know it's already not mirror images.
Here we go.
Okay, there's the Flame Strike. The Ancient Watcher is achieving full value. I sort of hope she clears it, but she won't be so silly. Gonna play what we have, which is to say not a ton, and of course I can't use the daggers, but I can uselessly cast my hero power. We're gonna polymorph the Ogre Magi, yep. She's actually going to clear the board because I don't have a hand. That's a very smart thing to do. Not a bad top deck, but ultimately not going to be especially useful.
Here we go.
We're going to try to take down the wolf, but the likelihood is she will just freeze me again. The Ancient Watcher meets his doom. That was a value watcher because it attracted the Demolisher's thing and did not hurt the Yeti. That's irrelevant though, because it's going to die for free anyway to the wolf. I'm trying to think of cards I have in my deck that would actually work in any way whatsoever to actually aid in this situation. And I think I had not a single one. The Southsea Deckhand is a strong choice. We can use it to charge at her, and I think we certainly will. It's not a mirror entity, so it's probably a Vaporize. There's not a whole lot of reasons to hit anything else. This is the manners. Oh wow, so it must be Counterspell.
Well played.
I thought it was well played. That Southsea Deckhand is terrifying. So terrifying that she does actually take it out before killing me with her actual creatures. Well, that's fine. We're sitting at 2-2 with the right cards. We still have time to recover. Still have time to get another 10 wins. But so you know, it'll be fine. And the potential final boss of the arena for us is the Mage. We once again have the Hero Murloc to begin, and it certainly will be our opener. I'm tempted to keep the Defender, but I'm not going to. I'm tempted to keep it because of our stunning win in recent memory with the Grimscale Oracle comboed with the Defender of Argus. Spiteful Smith, I forgot he was in the deck. He's not come up yet, but perhaps we can get some value out of that combined with the Elven Archer. So first turn, see the fear of the Grimscale Oracle. Value Murloc only in its fear capacity alone. Now what I would like to see is her coin out a Fire Blast here, because that essentially means that the Murloc has achieved its maximum value. The Ancient Watcher draw makes me pretty sad about the Defender of Argus. And she is totally going to coin out. Is it going to be the Fire? Oh no, it's a Fairy Dragon, okay. Nonetheless, we are still going to get extreme value out of our Murloc here.
One shot,
We are going to use it to take out a fairy dragon. It is traded up with a little bit of help, and that's all we could ever ask. So after the first turn, we are essentially even, until, of course, she is met by the fear itself, fear incarnate, the Ancient Watcher, who will sit and presumably watch. Now again, you know, I feel like I've said this every single game, but if we top deck Defender of Argus, this will be a very deadly thing, particularly against that board. It will never be the case that I top deck Defender of Argus at the time, though. We do have another card that we've never seen before that might help us here, except that it will not, because she presumably she could then she could enrage this and hit me twice, or she could take this creature. Oh no, she couldn't. She couldn't kill this. Well, she can with the Fire Blast. Okay, she's actually not going to do anything with it. So we're actually going to do a... we could do some value shivving here. And I think we actually will. And what I mean by that is we're going to get value out of the South Sea deckhand, and then we're going to shiv it to death. Maximum value with the cards that we have. The Vanish will maybe be useful sometime. If I were to Vanish right about now, or next turn, I mean, it depends on what she puts out, but I could not get another card anymore. I was about to say that I could potentially get another card out of it, but as of right now, all I would do is actually heal her Water Elemental for her. So the Mirror Entity it's probably what this is. So what would I least like to, or most like to give her, rather? An uncomboed Defias Ringleader would be nice, but I think we're going to taunt. And hopefully she doesn't get that. She does. But we will have the Defias Ringleader for that. And both of those can trade into it and it will be fine. Okay, we're going to trade with the Water Elemental here. The Silverback Patriarch just accelerating its own doom at the hands of the Defias Ringleader combo. Now, here we don't have a lot of choice. We could do the Spiteful Smith, which I like. We could do... and get new daggers. I think that's actually probably the best thing. Everything else is mana inefficient, and I don't need the health right at the moment. The alarming thing about all of this is that we're at turn 7, and we're at 27 and 26 health, respectively. Which of course means that I have just now put myself into a dramatic lead. Fireball on the Spiteful Smith, it seems. Yeah. Which very temporarily enraged my, or turned my weapons into 3 attack. Now, this could be a potential Vanish, just to slow down her tempo, and of course I would follow, I would be able to get down a Voodoo Doctor on the table, which is perhaps one of the scarier things in this deck. I mean, look at that face. Yeah, I think that is what we're going to do. It occurs to me that I probably should have played that first. Doctor, heal, vanish, Doctor again. Same result. But I feel as though this will be irrelevant, because in all likelihood it is only going to prolong my impending doom. Now here we're going to have a nice combo. We're going to take out the Kobold Geomancer for free.
Here we go.
Right now would be a real good time for the Defender of Argus. I feel like every single turn I could announce precisely that thing, and it would still be true.
Shields up.
Oh wow. She actually had some synergy. Okay, so I guess we're going to lay down most of our things. We could Crazed Alchemist the Harvest Golem, and we could kill it. If I attack the Water Elemental myself, it's actually irrelevant whether or not I switch it around. It will freeze me, so that's fine. So we are going to take out the Harvest Golem.
Love my new recipe.
Here we go.
And then we will put down our vast array of creatures on the board for her Flame Strike. I do like to be courteous to mages. I like to give them the best possible opportunities to clean my entire board. Although, to be fair, this is quite Flame Strike resistant. We have 2 creatures that are 4/5s. Yep, okay, there we go. Very scary. We are going to Ancient Brewmaster the Ancient Watcher and play him once again to have made that Flame Strike completely useless. Irrespective of the other creatures that she killed that would have actually done damage, at the very least our Ancient Watcher is whole once again. But we of course are back to the exact same state that we were, and this time she's not going to let the Watcher come back. That's good. We have some prejudice going on, clearly. People don't like being watched, you know? We keep on refreshing these daggers in the hopes that they will one day get sharper, but it seems like that will not be the case. Okay, and just for bonus, now of course, Stampeding Kodo, that was a bad play, there's no value in there, but it's really sort of irrelevant, because I did not stand even a chance at all in that entire game. It's because I didn't get enough value out of the Grimscale Oracle. The Grimscale Oracle there, if I had actually saved it and held it for play with the Defender, which I actually threw away in the opening hand, then we would have had some luck there. So let's see what we get for this. 2 wins. 50 dust and a pack, the 0 gold Dream. And let's see what we actually get with it. This is where we opened up a pack with like 3 legendaries, just to account for the cards there. In actual fact, it seems like this is a pack that we open up with nothing exciting at all. Yeah, that's a pretty be a great pack if I was just starting the game. A lot of good value cards here, but I'm not. In any case, if I proved anything with that, it is that even with absolutely horrible decks, if you know how to play the game well, if you pay attention to how you play, you can make the best out of even bad situations in the arena. In any case, thanks so much for watching, and thank you so much for getting to 500 subscribers with me. I really appreciate the community support, and I've really had a lot of fun getting there with you. So thanks very much, and I'll see you guys next time.